Hey everybody, welcome back to another figure review, my second on this channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Iron Man Model 1 suit. And this is from the Avengers 60-year line, collection, not sure the right word to use. So here's the box art, and I just want to say, on the outside he looks super cool. He looks like he's going to be clunky. I doubt he's going to be a super posable guy. He's going to be more of like, you stand him there and you have him look big and bad and cool, and that's pretty much most of what you'll get out of him. But I'm probably gonna get like every figure from this line. It's really cool, and as stupid as this sounds, I love the box. So we're gonna open him up, and I just got mine from Amazon. For those wondering, I had mine pre-ordered. I know it's available online still. It's not out of stock. I don't feel like this is the kind of figure that will go out of stock. So, oop, there's one of the extra hands. So first, let's just pop those out since one's already fallen. And I will say collection, because I want to say if it was a line or a wave, they'd have like a Build-A-Figure or something. I know not every wave does, but yeah. So here is the fists. You can see they have like a scuffed look to them. Like you could tell, like this isn't like some pristine condition suit. This is like he built this. He wasn't as advanced with his tech as he is by the time he gets to his later suits, and you can also tell that it's probably seen some action already. So here we have these two, and I'm just going to call them the Jet Boot Blasts, and obviously you know why, and I'll also show you why. So now popping the figure out of the bag, here we have him. First things first, gotta try and stand him up actually. So first things first is I'm gonna stand him up. But first impression, he's bulky. I do like that. That's obviously what I wanted. You can kind of see into his eyes. You can kind of see right there. But it's weird. It's just like a unpainted face sculpt below, which I'm glad. I think it's better than seeing like, I mean, I know, yeah, like in the old comics, you might sometimes be able to see like his face through it, or realistically with a suit like this. I know it's Iron Man, so it's not too realistic, but with just the gap like that, you should be able to. But the black is what makes it look cool. I mean, without the black, it really doesn't. So I don't know if this is just like the metal molded look, but my metal is definitely, the plastic has a weird texture. It has a weird color to it, I guess is the way to say it. It's like almost like a wavy thing, and I'm going to pull it out of the light real quick and hold it over here, and you can still kind of see it. You can see a very loose ab right there, which, looking at the box, does not seem to be present. And I do not like that. Like, there's something on it that doesn't look like it's supposed to be on here, but I'm not sure. What I'll do after this video is I'll take a look at other people's reviews and some other pictures of it and see if this paint thing is just kind of how it came out, or if this is not supposed to be like this, and I'll have to return it for another one. So remind me to hang on to that box. So yeah, he's a very chunky figure. He somehow has a double jointed knee, which is almost impressive, but it also looks so goofy when it bends that far that it just looks like it breaks. It's one of the few figures I think it would make sense if he had a single jointed knee, because he shouldn't be that maneuverable. It's the Model 1 suit. Does not have double jointed. He does kind of have double jointed elbows, but the bending is very restricted by like the big armor pieces, and mine also, okay, no. So he has this, I don't actually know what the word for this is. I don't think this is not the ab crunch. This is not the ab crunch. This is like a swivel. It's almost like a torso swivel. That's probably not the term, but I'm coining that. So if you use it, just no, I'm kidding. I don't care if you call something a torso swivel, but yeah, I'm coining torso swivel. At least I'm going to be using that on this channel now. So yeah, it's nothing like insane. I don't understand why it was a bit pricier than the normal figures. It really isn't like a deluxe. And I've yet to really size compare it, so I don't know if it's actually big enough to even justify like the $2 difference, but I think it's also a plain enough figure where I would say no to the $2 difference, but look at some of the figures they're selling for the $24.99 anyways that are surprisingly somehow even more plain than this. So, yes. The reason I called them the Jet Boot Blasts is because his repulsors do not come with these. Do not come with a spot for these. It only comes with on the ground. On the boots. And I can't tell if you're supposed to slide into there or there. I don't think it matters, but I think that looks more natural in the center. So we're going to pop those in there. And then if I'm correct, you can spin these. Well, I actually think you're supposed to use these. So I think you can put the blast in here. Yeah, that looks right. And then you could pop that into the center so you can see the smoke and everything. So there's one with and without. I think the only issue is I think without the hand blasts, like this would make more sense in a current suit, because even though all of his current suits have repulsor blasts, it would make more sense because he'd still be able to fly. I feel like he'd be more likely to fly in a current suit with just his boots than he would be on the first suit. Because with this, there's like no control. But at the same time, you know, it is the first suit. I'm not too familiar with it in the comics, so maybe he wasn't able to fly with the hands yet, and it was just the boots. I can work with that. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I obviously like play with these sometimes. I know not everybody does, but I can definitely work with the idea that he can only launch from boots at first. And I'm very excited to get the other figures coming out in this collection to have like a really classic Avengers. For now, it's gonna be him. The Captain America that I will show you now because I'm jumping into the size comparison, but here he is with his fists. But now, like I said, let me show you that Captain America by jumping straight to the size comparison. So here he is next to Cap. He's really not much bigger, okay? So that's the first thing I notice. Like I said, I don't know if he's supposed to be that much bigger. I almost want him to be chunkier. He seems slim. Like, Tony Stark isn't like a super like freakishly skinny person. I'm not saying like, yeah, so like I feel like this suit really doesn't show much like padding. He's about as bulky as Cap is, and this Cap figure is not too buff. Here he is next to the War Machine from Endgame. I think he should be more like this in terms of height. I think that would make perfect sense. Not necessarily in like the build. This is a very weird like body shape. Not insulting the War Machine figure. It's a very cool figure, but it wouldn't work that shape for him. Here he is next to the Extremis Iron Man. So they're about the same height. So yeah, like I'm saying, like it kind of makes sense that he's not taller, because the only reason he'd be taller, which would be the only reason it wouldn't make sense, is that he probably has to have more hardware down here than he does on his newer suit. So it would make sense if there was some more like, if he was a little bit taller, because there was stuff packed into the boots for him to be able to fly versus now. So, yeah, I think it could be a little taller, and I think he could be a little bit chunkier, and I think that would pretty much get the job done. I also, like I said, I'm going to look at other pictures. I know this is a render, but I was really hoping he'd be more similar in color to that. He's not far off, but I'd appreciate a lighter silver or gray. But I'm assuming that's just the figure. I do like the scuffs, like I said. I do like the damage. The arc reactor is cool. And as I said, he's not like going to be superposable, I feel like. And I'm not really sure that I'd want to like superpose him anyways. There's only so much you can really do. So like you can see I kind of got him into like this little flying, like he's boosting and he's going to punch someone. So he moves about as much as I want him to. I'm actually excited. Once my executive replicas Rocketeer ships out, that I have that on pre-order. I want these two by each other. I think they'll be a cool little duo. They kind of got the retro look on both of them. Let's see if his head pops off. It does. So here he is without the head. And you know what? Just for fun, I'm going to try to pop the War Machine head onto him. Let's see how... Alright, this just looks funny. Like, it looks like War Machine is like... I don't actually... It looks like he's missing a bigger helmet, which is funny because they're the same size helmet. It's just the shape. And for some more size comparisons, since I kind of bounced off of that before I was able to finish, here he is next to a Mezco. And this is going to be the same Mezco Ash I compared to the Mafex Scarlet Spider in my first video. So if you guys haven't seen that, be sure to go check that out. That is a very cool figure, and I think it's a well worth watching review. But yeah, I mean, overall, I'm not going to say I'm crazy about this figure. I'm going to say I like it because I do. I'm going to say it's cool looking because it is, and I do like the design. I think my biggest gripe with it is the size. And if this isn't how the paint is supposed to be, obviously that, but if I can send it back, then I get another one. I think my other biggest gripe is probably just, yeah, I know, I really do think it's just the size. And I think it would be cool if maybe he came with an unmasked head. That would be very cool. I think that's an issue with a lot of Legends lately, is the lack of unmasked heads. But no, I think they actually did a pretty good job with this suit. And like I said, here he is next to another Iron Man, just so you can see one more time. So I mean, at some point in time, in the last 60 years, this dude went from this to this and beyond. Because I'm not too familiar with the Extremis armory. This is my favorite Iron Man figure. I think it's the best Marvel Legends one so far. Not necessarily in terms of like posability, but in terms of this is so cool looking. So yeah, overall, there's a really good figure. This is a good figure. I wouldn't say it's really good. I think it's really going to be to each their own. And I think it really comes down to if you want this in your collection. This is not one of the figures I'd ever get and be like, I heard this is good. This is one of those figures like, if I want a Model 1 Iron Man suit in my collection, this is the way to go. And I'm pretty satisfied with this. So, yep, that's going to be about it for today. Thank you guys for watching, and be sure to stay tuned on the channel for upcoming videos. My first 2 videos are also up. They are a Scarlet Spider Mayfex review, which I had just mentioned, and a little thing called Josh Geeks Out, which is almost like a little podcast thing I'm doing on this channel that I talk about some, in the first one I talk about some SDCC Funko reveals, and there's going to be more of those, so I'll talk about the rest in the next edition, I guess, of the podcast, which will be posted early next week. So when you're watching this video, if you're watching this the day it's posted, also keep an eye on the channel the next couple days. There's going to be another video uploaded where I give a tour of my collection, because I realized I hadn't done that, and not everyone on here, although some are from my TikTok, which I'll link down in the description, and some are personal friends, not everyone here has seen my collection. So that's a good thing to show off. So that'll be my next video, and like I said, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys tune in next time.